Chatty House. We ballin', boy. We going up at the Chatty House. We talk about it all, bring the family out. Sub to the channel, hit the lights down. And we only going up when the lights down. Yeah, we just getting started. Ain't no party like a Chatty House party. We just getting started. Ain't no party like a Chatty House party.
What up?
What up?
That's just messed up, man.
I'll fuck you up. I'll fuck all you up. I will fucking turn off this whole. I will shut this shit down. Absolutely, in a heartbeat. I will shut this motherfucking thing down.
What? Well, okay.
I will shut it down. The disrespect around here is absolutely not cool.
Go
ahead, it's your show. Go ahead.
Welcome, everybody.
All right, man. Anyway,
because we love you.
I love it. I do love it. That's a keeper, as they would say. Zabel, clip that. But we always say, right, that this is I said it from day one. I've meant it. This is the Chatty House a podcast show. Anytime any of y'all want to come on, all you got to do is get a hold of us. We'll get you all on. Zebra, hit up my girl. Let me know. Like, I owe you one anyway, because to this day, you can ask these people. I feel really bad about the all women's podcast that we did. It was so, and Katrina can tell you, I was like this the whole time trying to put it together, and me and her and try to make sure it went perfect.
I know, it's okay. You don't see
and it went over my head. But no, I that's not cool. I'm glad you let me know. And one thing I love about Zebra is she will tell you exactly how she feels, unfiltered, right? And for that, I will always love you, because there's no fakeness with you. So you get what you get is what she is.
I don't pretend. No, I don't have time for that.
And we'll take that 10 out of 10 times. I will take Barry Bonds over Sammy Sosa any day of the week. So I will take the real over the fake. So Zebra, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Glad to be here.
So we do, real quick, just for the people in the audience, I know everybody kind of knows you, but I do like your background. So I want people to know exactly why you know so much about what you know about, right? So can you tell people what you do or what you did, or are you still doing it for a living?
I'm not doing it currently. I retired a bit ago, but I was a physical therapist for 35 years. I did several different avenues of the profession. One of the great things about that whole thing is that you can go into different areas without having to leave your profession. You can do you can work on neurological stuff. You can work on orthopedic stuff. You can work on kids. You can work with older people. You can work with athletes. You can do, you name it. There's an avenue. There's respiratory. There's, water. There's just, you name it. You can kind of go into that specialty. And most everybody has an avenue that they choose, for whatever reason. I thought when I became a PT that I was going to immediately go into sports and orthopedics and get right into that. And what happened for me was I fell in love with old people. And I really enjoyed
Michigan. Okay.
Yeah, the world. Totally. They taught me a lot. And I enjoyed that aspect of PT. So after doing that for a while, I got up some nerve, took a year-long course in orthopedics, a specialty course, received my specialization in orthopedic sports physical therapy, and started working in the ortho area. And after that, I loved it. I really loved it. It wasn't all athletes, but there was a sprinkling of the men. And then eventually I kind of weaved my way into what happened for me was I had back surgery. And I couldn't get any relief post-operatively. I tried about 7 different kinds of treatment protocols: Heller work, Rolfing, PT, swimming, you name it, I tried it, and I was having no success. And a friend of mine suggested that I try Pilates. So I went to the local place and observed, and I was intrigued, and ended up taking another year-long course and learning how to do Pilates for myself and my clients. And I ended up working at the Pilates studio with having my own business there. So it kind of turned out neat.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
As far as the sports goes, I've been watching that since I was little bitty with my dad. My dad probably watched every sports show there was on TV, including highlight and bowling and billiards and, you name it, football, baseball, basketball, track, boxing, all of it. He just was a sports guy. And I have an older brother who has absolutely no interest in sports whatsoever. And so I became.
Uh-oh. We froze. We got a ham. We got a ham sighting.
Frozen zebra.
Frozen zebra.
Frozen zebra. Zebras, don't try this at home.
Yeah.
Frozen zebra. That's what you get.
We good?
You are good now. You're
defrosted.
Okay. It doesn't feel cold in here, I tell you what. No. Okay, so the PT and plus, and I'm an athlete. I started really young, 8 years old, in Bobby Sox softball. Went from that to the Long Beach Comets track club, where I ran with Mary Decker Slaney and Katie Schmidt.
Wow.
And from there to the whole, high school, all of that, college, and such. I could have gone to Europe to play basketball, but I was a little chicken, pretty much. Pretty much a chicken. I didn't want to go
back then
overseas.
too, that's a career, right? Like back then, there wasn't all in the States. If you wanted to continue that,
I don't know. I'm not sure if it was not wanting to leave home, or if it was not wanting to leave my friends, or what. But I just didn't. I just kind of wanted to stay here, and to do. There was no WNBA to consider, so I pretty much knew I was not going to do it for a living, so I concentrated on my studies. I gave up my last year of eligibility, as a matter of fact, for PT school.
Oh, wow.
So, because I knew, plus, and women didn't make any money in sports in those days anyway. They still don't. Yeah. I saw a statistic where it was a Tristan thing. You want to go ahead?
Go ahead.
Did we freak? Oh, okay. So it was a thing she asked about interesting sports facts. And it was somebody wrote on there that Paige Bucher will make less money in a 4-year stint in her first contract than Cooper Flagg will make in 2 games.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, what are the average salaries? Aren't the average salaries like 75 grand or something like that? Or
something like that, 75, 80K.
It's always the commercials and stuff that are going to get people over. I think Angel even talked about that at one point, where her endorsements were actually paying most of her bills more than anything else.
Yeah, but most of those girls don't get them. That's only the top few.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's still, very much. There's still a lot of progress to make. There's been a lot of progress, but there's still a lot of progress to make. So.
The game has improved much more than the salaries have. Let's put it that way.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
It's gonna be when they can get that big TV money. You know, they need some kind of network deal to where they can start increasing them salaries, because that's what pretty much pays most of these guys anyway, right? You know, it's not ticket sales; it's usually TV money and things like that.
Well, the other thing too is right now, at least WNBA wise, they're still under the NBA umbrella, right, for the current contract. But this current contract they're on with the NBA, the joint contract, whatever it is, at the end of it, they're on their own, and that's when you're going to see. And I still think that's like 8 or 9 years away, but whenever that is, and they are finally standing on their own 2 feet, that's when and hopefully by that point it's already flourished beyond needing any kind of backing. That's when we'll see where they really stand, because right now there's just a lot of subsidiary money coming from the NBA too. And I don't know if it's true or not about the losses and all that, but because obviously they're expanding, right? They've got expansion teams coming in every year, so we'll see. We'll see. I think the game's going in the right direction, other than the refs, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But first, great transition to progress and needing to progress is the Kings, right? It's summer league time. Kings are 4-0. I think we've all gone into these summer league games with 3 main people in mind for the most part, which is, what is Devin Carter? Where is he going? And obviously the 2 rookies. We'll start with Devin Carter. From what you've seen, Zeba, we'll start with you. From what you've seen so far of Devin Carter, what is your assessment of how he's looked in these 4 games?
Well, I'd say alternatively clunky and weirdly cocky. It's a strange combo, that kid.
Yeah.
I tried to give him a chance.
That's a ringing endorsement right there, people.
Like I said, he's growing up on the court. I like some aspects of his game. I think he's a good rebounding guard. I don't think he handles the ball well enough to be a point guard. I think he takes shots that are unnecessary and unwarranted. And his passing game is okay. He sees the court well. His defense is tenacious, but it's tenacious. It's good. I mean, it's all right. It's not the best I've ever seen, but it's up there. I mean, he tries hard. He moves his feet pretty well.
Right.
As far as fitting into the Kings, I don't see it. I really don't see, unless they're going to run like a 3-guard rotation and use just ball handling skills and passing skills as their strategy. I don't see how he gets a whole lot of minutes with our current rotation.
What do you think, Dave?
I agree with a lot of things that Zebra is saying. He weirdly, I mean, I think you put it perfectly. He seems to be pretty cocky for not having for not having done anything yet. And I don't know, maybe it's just a demeanor that he's giving off, but I mean, I kind of read it the same way. But man, he is not a ball handler, and he, I don't want to pile on the guy, man, but he's only a 6'2" guard. At the shooting guard position, I mean, he could play the best defense in the world, but he's not going to be matching up against bigger guards. He supposedly he's a pretty good rebounder.
Right.
I don't know, man. He still has that awkward shot. Ham was talking about it the other day. There's no way he's going to be getting off those 3-point shots like that, playing against seasoned pros. I mean, that shot takes forever. I mean, he shoots so slow, but I don't know, man. I don't, to echo what Zebra said, I don't see where the minutes are going to come from.
Katrina, I know you don't like Devin, so go ahead.
Not the biggest set. Well, you had something to say about me calling him cocky today, and I don't think cocky is the right word, because I get what you're saying. Like, he gets to the NBA, he has the right to be cocky, but I don't think it's that. It's like this smug attitude.
Okay.
And I've seen him out in the world. I've seen him out in public at a couple restaurants, and that's just what it is. He just kind of has this, like,
it could be a cover for insecurity too, though.
Maybe
That's one thing. Some people, you know how they put on when they're just really like not feeling it. Who knows?
And I know
the guy's really going through.
Yeah, very true. Very true. I know that what we know about what he said to TK, to Trista, that kind of lost the whole Chatty House, because no, you don't treat our girl like that. I don't know. I think Summer League has made me open my eyes a little bit to his possibilities. Promising. Further development, that shot, that clunky. Damian kept saying clunky. I call him the big clunker today. I don't know. If he is a fit and he works, he could be a good burst of energy and scoring off the bench if he can improve in his consistency. So I don't know. I don't know if there's a spot for him. I don't know if he's a fit. I think it all just depends how this team is structured and where we're going, like what the team is going to look like at the start of the season. So I think this is the season for him to prove himself if he's given that opportunity. And Mark Jones shared this little story. I don't know if any of you heard this. When he was calling the game, that back in May at the end of the season, that he called his dad, that Devin called his dad, and he's like, I'm ready to get to work. I'm ready to get to work. So they met up, got an Airbnb in Phoenix, and did like a 2-week point guard, like, skills workshop intensive. So that right there, like, if that really happened, that's good. That's good. That shows he's ready. He's ready to prove it. But will he? I don't know. And will that shoulder hold up? Because I'm curious as your thoughts on that, Zebra, because his shoulder was not looking great.
What's that?
His shoulder?
The shoulder?
Yeah.
Yeah. Postoperative labrum tears they're tricky because you have to rehab in a kind of a specific manner. And if he took shortcuts, that's probably why he's feeling it now. And I've seen a lot of young guys, I hate to say it, but I've seen a lot of young men think they know better than their trainer and their doctor and everyone else. And they go back to shooting too soon and handling the ball too soon and doing things that they should not do before they have the inherent stability and the deep joint stability that they need to move correctly and have the proper humerus to scapular ratio and all of that stuff when it comes to the shoulder. So there's a lot that goes into shoulder rehab, but the fact that he's rubbing it and kind of babying it and, wanting us to know about it, it's not a great sign. Now, from what I see, it would be hard to explain in the chat, but from what I see, he has a cross link that's weak, and they might help him with it, and he might get squared away or not. I don't know, but that the opposite knee of his bad shoulder, his other bad shoulder, is he hyperextends it, and that tells me that link is too long and too weak. People we have a connection that's fascial. You know what fascia is, right? It's the connective tissue, the glue that holds us all together. That's what's faulty in me is the fascia. It's the connective tissue. Mine's loose. Anthony Davis's is loose. Jeremy Lamb's was loose. There are other people in the league that I could point out that their connective tissue is, you can tell by watching them and by seeing their repeated injuries that they're on the loose side. There are other people built like Harrison Barnes. That dude is wired tight. He's wrapped up well. He doesn't get hurt. He's well proportioned. He, you know, you see it. He just is not going to be a guy that's oft injured because of how he's built. So when I watch these guys play, I watch a lot about how they move. How do they move? What's it look like to me? And Nick just moves well. Mm-hmm. He moves real well.
So when you talk about that, is that something that can be tightened up? Is that something that
he's efficient in his movement? It's strong and it's efficient and it's coordinated and it's smooth and he's a baller.
So when you say that tissue's loose, is that something that can be corrected? Is that something with rest or
genetic?
It's just genetic.
It's genetic. You're born with your connective tissue that you have. Comes from your DNA. Yeah.
Well, he's screwed then. Okay. I mean, for me, with Devin,
that's why
I just
you'll always hear me say, I wouldn't take that guy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
I think with Devin, I just feel bad for him. I think he is in between two regimes that, unfortunately, the previous one drafted him. It should have never been drafted to this team to begin with, and not because he was a bad player or anything. One, the injury alone, I'm not going to draft an injured player. But two is they were already, the position that he was drafted at was not something that they needed at the time. And now here he is trying to learn a new position.
It almost seemed to me like Monty knew he was getting fired and said, didn't it? I mean, it kind of seemed like he knew he was going to go and made a bad pick.
He's like him. I mean, let's take it. Sure, why not?
Dude, 13. And
it was the same with Davion, to be honest with you. Like, he was picked.
I know. Anyway.
So, yeah, he's not. He's
from what I've
point guard.
seen, Monty's draft skills are nowhere near what Scott Perry's are. So at least we've had a little upgrade. So be confident in that, kids. It's really, those were bad drafts. I mean, come on.
Those were bad drafts.
And one of them with a bad labrum. I don't know. That was just whack.
And the same thing that they're trying to get out of Devin, to me, is the same thing they tried to do with Monk. And I don't agree with either one, which is, hey, in a short period of time, we expect you to learn this position. And if you fail at it, you suck. Like, bro, even Monk, like, I know everybody thinks he can't be a point guard, and I'm not saying he can't.
After you spent your whole life playing it.
But yeah, it takes more than 20 games to learn how to play a new position. And so the whole, the Monk experiment failed. No, it didn't. You didn't give him time, but I get it. But at the same time, don't say it failed because you tried to put him in the microwave and turn him into a point guard in 20 games. Like, nobody, I don't care how good you are, there's a lot to go. It takes years to learn a position. So, and again, it's the old regime that put us all into this position. And I feel bad for Devin. I know people don't like him in certain aspects of him, but I also feel like as a player, he's been given kind of like no man's land. And there's no playing time for him right now. Like, who's he going to play behind? If he's not a point guard, then there's no one for him to play behind. The shooting guard position is full. Those starters and on top of Monk are going to take all the minutes. Those are 30-plus minute guys. Like,
yeah, but he had, if he was a better
If he was a better what?
If he was
What'd
a
you say,
better
Zebra?
player, he'd get playing time.
I still don't think he would. Who's he going to play over?
If he was a better player,
Yeah. But who?
Well, if he was better, he would back up Dennis.
So
But
what would you do with
back
Monk
up
then?
Dennis.
I see that. Yeah, he's not backing up Dennis for sure. But again, it's a
Just not.
position that he's never played. So
What was Monk
It's just-
drafted? What
do you
round?
mean?
What
I
What
don't know.
number?
What was Monk drafted? I think he was a second round pick, right?
No, he was a first round pick.
Was he?
in the
Okay.
teens. Yeah, I thought he was. I thought he was a first round
Okay,
pick.
you're probably right. I don't remember, to be honest.
He came
I
out the year
don't
after
remember.
De'Aaron, right?
But he was lower than 13. I'll bet your butt.
Was he? Was he a lottery pick?
I thought he was in the teens though, but yeah, I thought
Oh, he
He
was.
was 11.
John said he was 11.
Okay,
Hella
so
better than Devin Carter.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, for sure.
hella
Yeah,
better.
yeah, for sure.
So
For sure. Yeah. Well, again,
you know
like
me.
it's-
I've been bitching about the draft for 10 years watching these clowns.
well, there's a lot to bitch about with this team for a long time. So
Seriously, my
Unfortunately.
God. I mean,
yeah,
it's been
unfortunately.
painful.
you got that right.
So then does he get any time? Do you guys think that he gets any time when the season starts? Because I'm imagining at some point they're shutting some of these guys down, right, with the summer league. And I have a problem with that too, but we can get into that in a second. But with Devin, if they have to go out and get a backup point guard, which I assume they do at this point, you can't just leave Schroeder out there by himself in no man's land, right? And if I guess Monk comes in once in a while and spells both the 1 and the 2, but who's out there? Is there anybody out there that you think they should go get right now? Is there anybody that's a veteran that you think that they should pursue?
At this point, I don't even know because one of the players that we're not mentioning right now too is Keon Ellis. I mean, I don't think Devin's going to take Keon Ellis's minutes, and if he's right now, probably who's backing up Schroeder? Is it probably going to be Keon? Or is it going to be Monk? They have a glut of shooting guards, like Manny said, but that's another player that, again, we haven't been talking about. Devin's not taking Keon Ellis's minutes.
Right.
So if they do go and get a veteran, another backup
If he does,
Oh,
point
you need
guard,
to fire Doug Christie.
well, I don't know who they need to fire, but we're just going to have 2 point guards, a crap ton of shooting guards, and a center. We really don't have any other position.
Mm.
Keegan's the only real forward that we have. DeMar and Levine, they're quote unquote small. Could be two. The 2/3, but really they're shooting guards. It's like, man, this team is just constructed so poorly. Yeah, I agree.
They probably will have to use. I don't want to say. I don't know if I think it's unfortunate. I think if you run them with some of those rookies, a lot of those lobs, they'll be okay. But he's a work in progress too, though. Like you said, at that position, but he's better than what Devin gives out there. His instincts are way better than Devin when it comes to running the point. So I would rather see him backing up than Devin personally. No knock against Devin again, but it's just I think Monk is, especially if they're running the way that they've been running in the summer, which seems like we're back to the up tempo. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then rookies play into this too, right? Like Zebra, I would like to hear what you think about the rookies, what you've seen of them so far.
Well, I kind of like them, actually. I kind of like them. Yeah. I like Nick. I watched Nick play in the NC2A tournament, and I thought to myself, now that's a guy I would like to see the Kings get. And so when he was drafted, I was like, holy shit, they drafted my guy.
Show those receipts.
I couldn't believe it.
Show those receipts. See, we know.
It blew me away. I was so stunned, especially since they didn't even have a first.
Mm-hmm.
And then to get the guy I wanted, I was like, maybe this is my year. So, and then when they got Max, I was doubly stunned and excited and thrilled because I watched a lot of Stanford games. My wife used to work at Stanford, and so we watch a lot of their games. So I saw the reliance they had on him in their offense, and I saw how he moved and how he played and what kind of a guy he is. And I just thought that is great. At 42, that is a really nice draft. And he's got some work to do. He's not a great defender yet. I think he's got potential. I don't think Keegan was a great defender when he came in the league, but he sure learned fast. He had to. It was baptism by fire. But I think that Max knows the game. He's smart. He's super personable. He's aggressive. He wants to score. These guys want to win. I don't think they're clowning when they say they want to win. These guys have worked hard to be where they are, and you can tell. You can tell. Max needs to work on his deceleration. That's what I would, if I was his trainer, I would say, buddy, we're going to work on you decelerating, because when you can do it faster and more efficiently, you're going to be able to move and transition from one position to the other better, and you're not going to get stuck. So that's what I would work on him with. But yeah, I like him. I know they're going to make mistakes. I know they're going to get roughed up. I know that. Everybody knows that.
That right there.
But
Yep.
yeah, exactly. Both of those guys see the floor. They know the game. They have been there for a few years at the college level. And learned behind some good people. And I don't care what you say, coaching does matter. And I think they're going to fit well, is what I think.
What do you think, Devin?
Agreed. What I like about Clifford, though, man, I started, like Zebra, I'm not going to lie and say I watched him his whole career, but I started watching him during the conference tournaments. And all throughout, right up until the NCAA tournament, and just no moment seems too big for the guy. It seems like he rose to every, occasion, played well, against the best competition. And, like Zebra, I was like, man, we were talking about it in the chat. We were like, and I hope the Kings get that guy. And then they traded up and got him. I was pretty happy about that. Not going to lie, I didn't know too much about Renault. Didn't watch too much of him in college or anything like that. I've liked what I've seen so far. I guess what I really want to know, though, Zebra, is how is his connective tissue?
Looks good. He's
all right.
He's okay. For a big guy, he's not. Let's put it this way: he's a big guy that's put together more like. Who would I say? Shit.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
Well, I'm just trying to think in my brain, anyway, but let's just say it's so far looking good. The wrist thing, anybody can mess up a wrist pretty easily,
Yeah,
but he's not Chet-like, let's put it that way. You notice how Chet moves and how skinny and how fragile that dude is? He can get stronger, and he will. But Max is already stronger and more muscular.
I get this, Kyle, but he's working on stuff too. Like, I get it. I agree. If you're 7, you need to average more than 2 rebounds a game. But it's summer league. Like, they're working on stuff. They're playing through stuff. He's trying to fit in. There's a lot that goes into it. The instincts are there for both of them, though.
Yeah.
You can see the instincts. They both have great instincts, and you can't teach that. So, as Enzo Amore would say, and you can't teach that. So,
I'm not sure you can teach motor either, and both of those guys have a good motor.
yeah, I agree 100%. Like,
Yeah.
and these are, again, and we're I think the other reason we're fawning over these players too, right, is, and I always joke about it, summer league. We talked about it off air. Is, you know, I said I don't mean it. I don't want to be derogatory, but I just said it jokingly. Like, some of these guys, you know, they'll be working at the grocery store. So I mean, it's not like it's against, you know, I'm kidding. A lot of these guys can still play in other leagues and stuff, but it's a learning process, and it's especially for the Kings. We're used to the players bombing bad drafts and stuff, and we're seeing two players that actually fit needs at positions that we need, and they're flourishing in their first couple of summer league games, which is great.
Yay!
It's great. Yeah. Do you think that? And this is probably. Do you think you'll see him playing alongside Sabonis in a couple sets just to see how that works out? Do you see sliding Sabonis to the 4?
I do. Yeah. I don't see why not.
Yeah. I agree. I know some people are against that, but I believe Domas should have always been a 4. I think he's a credible 5 for the defensive and rebounding, but in reality, his game is more of a 4, a traditional 4, I would say.
Yeah. But just think, if they can switch out, then
Yeah.
good luck guarding both of them.
Yeah.
What about you, Katrina?
I like him. I don't watch too much college basketball, so I didn't know too much about either of them. I know that both of you had mentioned Neek in the past, but I like what I see so far, especially with Neek. His versatility, he's smooth, he's polished for a rookie. Like, that was such a good move by Scott Perry to get into the draft, to grab him, and then to get Max at 42. I think he was a steal. So
yeah,
we gotta take what we can and be positive and optimistic.
It's gonna be a rough year.
I mean, they're not gonna flip it in 6 months or a year, but if you at least you have a chance if you start making decent moves, unlike the last prior 10 years.
Yeah. There's no fixing this in 10 days. Like, there's no magic beans. There's no magic formula. Like, I know everybody wanted to see more, and people were doing the whole stick meme before they even got the draft pick, right? Like, do something. People, Monty left a tornado behind. Like, it was the aftermath of a tornado. Like, you just don't clean it up in one day. It's you see, especially like if I just want everyone to look at it like this too. Like, D'Lo's been talking for days about how this free agent market has been, right? As far as who's left and all that. Take that, right? Take what it is this year and think about the players that we've been trying to get rid of and why we can't move these guys. Like, nobody's signing even their own free agent. Kamigo can't sign with his own team. Giddey is nowhere to be found signing a contract. So imagine what that means for these other players that thought, oh, we'll just trade them and get this or we'll get that. Like, it's not that simple. Like, you're probably going to have to wait till closer to the trade deadline before you can move a DeMar or move a Levine or move a Monk if that's what the plan is. And so you're going to roll with what you have.
Somebody's going to have to need them.
Yeah. Somebody's going to have to tear an ACL, unfortunately. Someone's going to have to be, those always have, like, I'm not wishing that, but, like, that's the things. You're going to have somebody on the Clippers. Let's just say Bradley Beal gets hurt, as he normally does. And let's say it's something that's long-term. That's where you can try to talk to them about a DeMar, right? Like, bringing someone that's with same kind of role. Like, and God bless DeMar, man. He's kept his mouth shut. He's trudged along, and I'm sure it's not. Yeah, he was in Vegas today. And you can't tell me it's an ideal. This is not what he imagined when he signed originally.
He thought we were kind of trajectorying up because of the beam thing and that third place finish.
Well, you just said something
here too.
Yeah,
that was big selling.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. So I mean, kudos to him for just kind of just. You heard I say he had a little tweet where he said I have to get away to get my head right kind of thing, and I was like, I get it. I'm sure, like you said, like D'Lo said, him and Scott Perry sat down and had a bunch of discussions on what to do. And I'm sure the discussion was, hey, if we can move you for something of substance, we will. We're not going to give you away for free. And if not, then be patient. We'll work on this during the season before the trade deadline. We'll try to make something happen. And I'm sure if they can't do that, he's just here for another year. Like, it is what it is, man. Like, so
Well,
I hope people.
You just said something too, Manny, that I was thinking about. You said that Monty left Scott Perry with the tornado. How much, should we be blaming Monty and Wes for that and not Vivek? Because if you knew you were going to get rid of the guy probably prior to that trade deadline and you let him make that trade, that's on you. So I'm hoping that Vivek stays, out of Scott Perry's way, and then he just lets him do his job, to try to fix this team. Because, man, we could blame Monty and Wes all we want, but I think Vivek knew what he was going to do probably, for a while. And you let him make these trades. You let him do that. So I don't know.
No, agreed. And I, especially after what he did draft night and the two people that he drafted, even before that, I had this thought, but I especially now am more fortified with it, is let Scott Perry do what he's got to do. It's not going to look pretty all the time right now because he's got to do a lot in a small market team to begin with. It's not New York. He can't flip things the way he did in New York. It doesn't work like that.
Right.
So let him cook, man. Get out of his way. Let him, if it's a 2-year, 3, whatever, I could care less. Just let him do what he's doing. I'm going to sit back. I'm not expecting much out of this team in this upcoming year. I hope they're better than, what we think, just even if it's competitively, like, cool. But if they're not, cool. At some point, start playing the rookies even more minutes. Let them develop, and let's just see what we got, man. That's it.
You never know how a team's going to gel or not, too.
Yep.
True.
Yep. So again, like we said with the rookies, like I'm not even sure what kind of minutes we're talking about on that team, right? To begin with, like I think they both kind of get eased into it. I guess training camp will be a big thing too for Doug to decide like where they are in the rotation. There's gonna be fans out there that they only play 10 minutes a game. Or what are you doing, Doug? You don't know what you're doing, Doug. Like
I leave that stuff to the coach. That's their business.
Yeah, they see more than we do.
That's right.
They see a lot more than we do in those practices. So, and with Keon, like, and that's the one person though. I really do. Like, if they don't make any more moves, fuck that. Give Keon his money, man. Like, if you can't make another move, and you just got money, I'm not saying they have money sitting around. I don't know where they're at in the cap, but you better sign this dude before you piss him off too much. That's all I can say about that.
I hope they're talking to him already.
Yeah, me too. Like, because I'm pretty sure they were like, hold on a minute, let us do what we got to do first.
Right. We got you.
Well, yeah, like we're gonna take care of you. Just give us a minute to work through this. I know it's not ideal. Well, at some point before October hits, your roster's pretty much fortified, right? You better be having discussions with him at that point before the season starts. Like, okay, what are we doing? So, I would hate to see that dude have some kind of like research, like a really great year, and him just kind of smirk the whole time, like, and play himself. The Bulls did that with Butler. Let me tell you, the Bulls did that with Butler, and then they lowballed him, right? And that's when Miami swooped in, and basically the Bulls did match like $3 million off of a deal. It was like $3-4 million that they were like, nah, and he walked. Yeah. And same thing with Greg Maddux. It was the same goddamn Chicago teams. Greg Maddux did the same thing, and then the Cubs went after him, and the Braves came running, and then the Cubs tried to scramble behind and be like, "We'll give you the same, even more." He's like, "Go F yourself. I'm gone." Like, guys get pissed. Guys have, they got feelings too, man. So I know everybody wants to look at it as a millionaire thing, but at the end of the day, you know what your worth is at your particular job. And if it's more than what somebody's willing to match or see you at, that's disrespectful in your eyes. I don't care if it's $5 million, $10 million, or $100,000. Like, whatever it is, get what you can get, man, because nothing's guaranteed.
To be fair to the Kings, though, if they do pay him that money for a number of years, they're not in the best cap situation right now. So they really have to ask themselves, is Keon the difference between winning and losing right now?
Mm-hmm.
And I like Keon. I want him to get paid. I want him to stay. But, with the way finances are right now around the league and everything like that, I don't know. Maybe they do want to wait and see how he plays or something like that and risk losing him. So, I mean, it's just a weird, man. This whole offseason has been weird.
Yeah.
I hope not, because they need guys like him.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Especially if you grew, like, this is a homegrown for the most, like, you groomed this dude. That's a horrible word in this day and time, but you groomed this dude.
Do not clip that.
You groomed this dude. And so you basically, you let him cook, you let him get to his part. You let him get to the point that he is. So I mean, to see him become what he has become, and then just to watch him walk would be, I think it's a bad look for the organization. It's a bad look for everybody involved. Like, it's just not good. And I don't think that's even good for like future players like Jones or like guys that you're now are grooming to be part of your rotation. Like, I just don't think that's a feasible thing that you should be doing. So
I agree. I agree. I'm just saying, like, some of these contracts though might be prohibitive, man. Like, I mean, you're still paying Levine. You're gonna have to give Keegan his money. I just, there's only so much money to go around. Like I said, I mean, I'd rather him take some of that mid-level and pay, extend Keon too. But I don't know what they're doing.
I read this really fast, and I thought Michigan had said "beautiful hot Katrina." I'm like, bro, relax, man, relax.
Put it back on so he could see. Zebra, you need to put yours on too. David,
I will take people off of the screen. I don't really give a damn. So I did. There's a question that came in my head today, and I thought it was because I saw there were people over the last couple of days. There was people discussions where summer league guys play 1 or 2 games sometimes, right? Especially top picks, and then you see them, they don't play anymore. I'll see a guy like Pods, who I know he's kind of established in the Golden State rotation, but I think summer league kind of stuff helps players like that still develop even further. I understand there's an injury risk at times, but you could get injured working out. We've seen guys that are like, look at Paul George, or I've seen other guys that like they're out for like a month because they were doing a workout. So you can get hurt anytime if you're practicing, period, whether it's in a summer league game or whether you're doing it in the confines of the arena. So what do you guys think? Do you think summer league is used properly, or do you think there's other things? Do you think it could be used better?
Summer league?
Yeah, summer league.
Yeah, I mean, for some reason I was thinking G League, but I don't know. I think it can. I mean, I guess it kind of ties into G League too. I don't think that the NBA uses their system like Major League Baseball does. They don't use it to teach and develop players. Like, we were kind of joking around about the guy today, the balding, what's his name? That guy. But man, what the hell is that guy doing on the roster? He's 29, going on 30 years old. That dude's not going to be in the NBA, and he's wasting a spot over there in Stockton when you could give it to some kid that that you could develop. I was like, well, like Scal Labissiere. What the hell are the Stockton Kings signing Scal Labissiere for? It's like these guys aren't going anywhere. And I know you got to. I mean, you're telling me you can't fill out that roster with younger guys. So no, I don't think that they use summer league or the G League the way the way they should be using it.
Yeah, agree. Like, and you said it too. Like, I didn't even think about that, but I think we talked about it on a previous podcast too, where we were talking about the G League. Like, they do not use this G League. The league does not use it for what it was intended to be. Like, there's guys. Was it like Lance Stevenson was on a team for a while too? It's like, yo, what are we doing, man? Like, we already know what you are. Like, this should be for young kids. Like, go play in Europe. Go play in the Big Three. Go play in that. But G League should be strictly it's a minor league system. So treat it as such, to develop these players and teach them the proper way. I really don't want Lance Stevenson teaching any of my young players how to play ball, to be honest. So, and I forgot who else was that. There was a couple guys in Stockton too that really had no business being in the G League team. Joe, who was it? Who was the Johnson? Was it not Joe Johnson, but it was another. I forgot. He used to be on the Brooklyn Nets, but he was like 35 years old, and he was.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I was like, bro, what are we doing, man? what are we
Get the
doing?
paycheck,
Like,
what they're doing.
yeah. Even Mason Jones, God bless him. I know he's a fan favorite in some aspects. He's a G League champion. Look, bro, there's his spot. We already know what he is, and there's nothing wrong with that. But he's not going to get called up unless it's like a 20-win team. He's wasting a spot on that team. It's just let's move it along. Come on, let's treat it like the soup Nazi. No more ball for you. No more ball for you. 2 years. Let's just do that, man, because it's unnecessary. It's really unnecessary. Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I think it should be for the young guys, really, for development, but they end up, teams and cities and fans and doing what they do. I don't know how they decide. I have no clue.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Julia Childs.
I just add more butter.
That's hilarious.
And
It's come that time in the show.
It's really kind of gone downhill in recent years too, right?
The
Like
show? Oh, you're talking about okay.
no,
Don't say
Summer
that.
League.
Yeah.
It's been a minute since I went. I went the year that Lonzo played at Summer League, and it was really exciting. I swear, like all of LA drove to Vegas to go see him, and I don't know. It's just not the same.
Yeah, no, I agree. And they charge more now too. Like it's like I'm like, oh, bro, I'm not paying a tenth amount of money to watch guys play one quarter. Or like I love basketball. I watch again. I've said it before. I watch kids play YMCA ball, but I'm not paying $50 to watch these kids play YMCA ball. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I love ball, but I'm not gonna pay a ridiculous amount of money to go.
I think it's way more than that.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like it definitely is, and like it's not. God bless people that do it. Like there's nothing wrong. I get it. I get it. It's a fun
cool
experience.
It's cool to jump from gym to gym and to check out players you want to see, go see your team. Like it's cool and see who shows up, like the current players from the roster and the coach and all that. It's a cool opportunity, but no.
It's one of the things that I'll probably do once in a. Like, we were talking about maybe next year, a bunch of guys going like, "That's cool, I'll do that." But then if I went next year, I probably wouldn't go again for like 5-6 years, just because all right, I experienced it, cool. All right, man, I don't need to spend that money again. Like,
We went a while back. I'm trying to remember. I think it was the
Larry Bird.
The Kings playing the Lakers.
Okay.
The
Rochester Kings, or are you talking about the
Summer
Sacramento
League.
Kings?
Summer League, way back. It was like 2012 or 13 or something like that. I don't remember.
Okay.
It was fun. Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah, I don't remember that. Okay.
I don't like Vegas, but
I haven't been there in years. I heard it's fun though. I mean, I've heard it's a lot more kid friendly now too. Like I know friends that take like their kids with them to Vegas to do stuff. It's definitely not the old school Vegas it was, but it still can be just as dangerous, I'm sure. So I've seen what the streets look like in Sacramento. I can only imagine what they look like in Vegas. So I've seen the riffraff in Sacramento. So
I've never understood that. I don't get kids in Vegas. Like I go to Vegas to get away from the kids, not the kids.
Understood.
Vegas just does not seem kid friendly to me, but
no,
I haven't been there in a while, so.
So I wanted to ask you guys really briefly about the WNBA, because obviously last year was this big resurgence. Obviously, Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, all that, and then a bunch of other. And now this year we got Paige. A bunch of really good players came in the second year of them. I don't think the league was really ready for that rapid rate of rise last year. They seemed a little bit more ready this year. The Valkyries came in, obviously, and they've actually played pretty well for an expansion team, and they've sold out almost every night. But I think it seems the refs seem to be the big hot topic for the last couple months, especially since the beginning of the year, really, or the beginning of the season. So I want to kind of get you guys' take on where you think. Do you think the league has continued to get rose, or do you think it's kind of come down to earth a little bit? Where do you think the league is right now, and what do you think about the ref situation?
We saw that. You saw that thing I tweeted out, didn't you? I don't know if you guys saw that, but
I missed it.
It was. I mean, it was just the latest, and like an example of bad calls. You see, what's her name on the Fever? Girl just elbows her in the back of the head, goes down. The ref is looking right at it, and I was like, man, what are you doing? So I'll let Katrina and Zebra probably talk more on the W. I mean, I watch the the high profile games, but I couldn't tell you, if the league's rising. I don't. I'm probably not as big of a watcher as some of you guys, but I think that they're obviously expanding, so financially they think they can do it, but the quality of they really got to watch that quality of play too. I think there's enough players for each team to have to field a good team, because like first round picks get cut, but what I'm talking about is, man, something that you just brought up, man. If the reffing is this bad right now, they're going to need a lot more refs, to fill them spots when they start expanding. And it's like, man, you don't want the quality of the game to suffer either. So I don't know. I think they're going to go through some growing pains, but I don't know. Katrina, Zebra, what do you guys think?
I'll let you take this one, Zebra. You're way more tapped in than I am.
As far as what's going to happen, it's hard to say. A lot of that's going to depend on what happens to the world financially. The game itself is so much better every year. It's not even funny. There are better players playing better, and a lot more of them to fill those teams. So, I remember when I would watch the W when it first started, and it was like, God damn, it was hard to watch. I mean, after being a player and experiencing all that, and you just, you want them to be good, and it was just hard to watch because it was clunky and they weren't fast, and there wasn't a lot of good movement, and the game's just advanced so much. The players are so much faster and so much more athletic and better shooters and all of this stuff than from long ago. So the advancements to me have been pretty good and pretty phenomenal and pretty steady. As far as what the league does, all of that is, it's often political, it's financial, it's things that don't have to do with hoop. And I can't answer that. I really don't know.
I agree with you on the quality of the game. I think I've said it a million times that skill-wise, and I think that the women are a lot better at the fundamentals of the game than the men are. They like to showboat too, obviously, but they're just more. Women have always been a little bit more fundamentally sound. That might not be the most exciting thing.
They can't rely on necessarily on.
They're not going to do windmill dunks, right? They're not.
Not that they're not strong and athletic. They are, but it's not the same, and it won't be because of muscle mass. But their game has developed, and it's good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
absolutely. The players are just better. They're just better.
I sometimes enjoy it more than watching the guys' games.
I agree.
Better basketball.
Yeah. Again, especially if you're a basketball. I don't want to say, I hate the word purist sometimes, because I feel like when you say purist, you're kind of putting like these like blockers on. It's not that, but if you've always enjoyed seeing good defense, fundamentally sound, like you see these women, they get up on players. They take, you go to the hole, you're gonna feel it, right? Like especially in tight games. yeah, they're just their competitiveness is at an all-time high. Nobody likes to get embarrassed. Nobody wants to get showed up. And also, to what you were saying, Katrina, or with David, what you were saying about talent, right? What's crazy about what you said is it's actually the opposite. I think the good thing about the expansion is because before, especially even this year, you're having women that are getting drafted 12th in the first round get cut.
Yeah.
Because there's not enough spots on teams because there's not enough teams. So that's the one thing I do like about the expansion is like there's more women getting more opportunities that are very good. Like these are women that can make any team, but for whatever reason, the same year that they're getting drafted, they're getting cut because there's no roster spots, right? They're all taken by the veterans. So there's no development either. So I think that is the one good thing about the expansion is you'll see players develop a little bit more that get drafted and get more of an opportunity. Sure, they might still get cut somewhere down the line, right? But they'll at least get the opportunity, a lot of them, to flourish and to hone their skills and not have to go scramble and find work elsewhere. And we saw the Aces at one point when they were just cutting people left and right and bringing people in, right, just for that one roster spot because they were so packed. So that is the one thing I will say I do enjoy about the expansion is that more women are getting more opportunities and not have to go overseas necessarily, which is still, as we were talking about money-wise, like it's still beneficial for some of these women to go overseas and get more money overseas than what they're getting in the WNBA. So, but that's not something that's easily fixed as far as the monetary side of things. I think that's, again, somebody alluded to it before, like if you look at the first 25 to 30 years of the NBA, they weren't making squat.
Right.
Even for those standards back then, like it took damn near 25 years before the salaries were above and beyond, where you could make a really good living off playing basketball. So it takes time to build a business, an organization, as you would say. But so we'll see where that goes.
When I was talking about like quality of the game, what I was talking about was like the infrastructure, not so much that, because I agree, like you're saying, like first round talent's getting cut, like they'll fill them those expansion slots. But I was saying like, again, you're going to need trained full-time refs. You're going to have a lot more players. You're going to need, the financial side. I think I'm curious to see if the infrastructure of the WNBA a whole, will hold up with. I mean, it's not really a massive expansion because it's two teams, but, when it starts to expand more, what that's going to look like.
No, okay. Yeah. I agree with you on that. Sorry. I thought you were talking more about the watered down talent or something, but no, I agree with you on that. That's absolutely true. And like I say, with the refs, I think last year where the commissioner kind of got the target on her for not being prepared for such a growth. I think this year the target is on the refs, and I think there's going to be after the season. I think there's going to be a big thing going on with that as far as getting refs up to speed and kind of weeding out that ref talent, because that is talent. And if the refs are horrible, there's just so many like domino effects of that refs. Yeah, there's domino effects of that, right? Like refs can't always get it right. We know that. It's a fast pace. Running up and down 94 feet is no easy task of trying to get calls right. But like you alluding to, like David said that one play, and I did see it, like giving somebody an elbow to the face right in front of your face and you don't even blink. Come on. And these women are worse than men when it comes to like, if you get their temper going, you're going to see a fight. They're going to give a shit. You're going to see a fight at some point. So you're causing an escalation at some point to come down. And that's not the NBA. WNBA doesn't need. It's cool to be a tough player. It's cool to see tough games. Like, what you don't want to see is malice in the palace. You don't want to, and I'm not saying that's what's next, but I'm just saying you don't want this level of like where, it becomes this whole ghetto ball type thing.
Spread that to the playgrounds.
Yeah, that's for the playgrounds, right? Exactly. So hopefully they stir that up, because I am a big fan of WNBA. I love watching them play. So before we get to the movie stuff, I don't know if anybody caught the All Star game yesterday. I just wanted to get quick thoughts on what did you think of the ending, the home run derby, I don't know if anybody. I watched. I thought I'm a Kyle Schwarber
I'll
fan.
take my break now because I didn't see it. I'll be right back.
All right, right on cue.
I think for the All-Star game, it was fine. I mean, that's where you can have your gimmicks. That's where you can have in a game that doesn't mean anything. I think we had somebody, I can't remember who, it might have been Scooter, somebody in the chat today was talking about, they should implement something like that, in the regular season. And that's where I disagree. You can't have a damn swing off in the, in a regular season or postseason game. I mean, that's not a natural baseball thing.
Yeah, no, you can't have a game or standings or a championship decided by home run balls. Like again, It's like dealers. It's an exhibition. Like who cares? Like the whole Bonte rant. I was like, Bonte, I love you, bro, but you're way off on this. First of all, nobody's even. If you even looked at when they were at that point, half those seats were empty. 90% of the time, the people that buy the tickets are sponsors. Like sponsors are giving away tickets. They're like, most people cannot afford to go to these events. They're always hell of expensive, all-star games. So it's not, and then even with like, they were saying like half the players were gone. Like the players, because I know that was my first reaction when they picked, when they were picking the players to hit the home runs. I'm like, hold on, bro. Are you telling me Ohtani's not batting? Are you telling me the big dumper is not batting? Like, what are we doing here? When I saw Schwarber, I was like, I'm going to pull LeBron real quick. I promise you it's true, though. I said, when I was watching, I'm like, this dude's going to hit all three. Yeah, Lemani, I said, he's going to hit all three. He's going to hit, because that's what Schwarber does, man. He's a man of the moment. And sure enough, he didn't disappoint. I miss him on the Cubs, but he's one of my favorite Cubs of all time. So I was glad to see him do that. And again, I thought it was exciting. It was a cool way to end the game. Like, it was cool. Like, it's exhibition, man. Like, who cares?
See, John Poles brings up, the Ghost Runner. I mean, I agree. I don't like the Ghost Runner either, but at least the Ghost Runner is a natural, baseball play. That's base running. At no point in time in a game is a guy just getting lobbed balls so you can hit it as far as you can out of the park. There's nothing about the game, that's natural about that. So, I mean, I agree. I don't like the Ghost Runner either, but at least that's something that's part of the game.
Katrina's like, I don't care about none of it. So. She's like, it's like wrestling to me.
I had it on the TV. I felt like I should turn it on, but
yeah, no, I mean, again, it's an exhibition game. At the end of the day, like, there's nothing.
For the All-Star game, it was great, though.
Yeah, it was good. And I thought it was good for anybody that's a baseball fan. I think that was, for an exhibition, I thought it was a great ending. So that's cool. I agree. I just wanted to get quick thoughts on that. One of the things and the reason, so when we have dinner at my house, it's usually Ellie's doing her own thing. It's me and Sin. We sit at the table. She brings her tablet, and she'll put on a movie or a show, and so let's say, and this is what brought up, we ended up starting to watch Forrest Gump, and like for that next month, we're watching Forrest Gump. So it's like 15-minute intervals, 20-minute intervals while we're eating, watching it, right? And we'll end up finishing it up. But we were watching it, and it just ended. The Monday was the last day of watching it at the end of it. And I was like, man, you know what? This movie has no flaws. Like, it is a perfectly done movie.
That's
as
your
far
greatest
as like
movie?
Entertainment, drama. I was like, I consider it one of the greatest movies of all time. I think in my eyes, it's one of the greatest movies. It might even be the greatest movie of all time. And I don't think any one person can say what one is, but we all feel however we feel about movies and what they do for us and bring out emotion, or whether, we remember lines, right? We always see like Drew Down and Kyle are always like, there's more comedies, but they always memorable lines that you would never forget because they touched you in some way, whether it's laughter or crying or whatever it is. So I'll go around and we'll get a couple of what you feel like your favorite movies are of all time. And then we could have some runner up too, but Zebra, it better not be Black and White, girl. Give me your favorite movie of all time.
That was good.
I kid.
Okay, well, for that,
I deserve it. I almost said it was going to be a Charlie Chaplin movie, but I didn't want to go too far. So let's go.
I think
That's cold, man.
probably
That's
my
cold.
favorite movie of all time's got to be Shawshank Redemption.
Good
Hmm.
one.
Mm.
That is a great
Um,
movie.
I gauge it. I'm weird. I know this. It's okay. I admit it. I don't like to watch movies over and over again. I know a lot of people like to watch them and learn them and, just own them. But once I've seen a movie, I don't give a shit about it anymore. I don't know why. Maybe it's ADHD. I don't know. But there are only 2 movies that I've ever seen more than twice. I'm not shitting you.
Okay.
And
Really?
one of them is Shawshank and the other is E.T.
Okay.
Great
So
movie.
question, because for me, I hadn't been in the movie theater in a long time, and I saw Sinners.
Loved it.
And
Loved
Sinners,
it.
Great
I
movie.
am so excited to see it again.
I would see it again. And
It's on
I
Max.
rarely say that. So
Yeah.
I know it was good. That's how I know that I was touched by a movie or thought it was good.
This is how I know you're for the streets, Steven. You're for the streets.
Blood in, blood out.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And what's crazy about that movie, about Shawshank Redemption, is it flopped in the theaters. The first time it was out in the theaters, it actually flopped.
Yeah.
And
I thought it was great.
then they re-released it because I believe it became popular once it came out in streaming, or if it was like just on DVD. I don't remember, but they re-released it and it did really well. But it's crazy to me that flopped, because there are movies like that though where people don't get them at first and then they become cult classics later. Sometimes those are horrible movies, right? They become cult classics. But sometimes there's some really good movies that just go over people's heads and you have to come back to it and people love them later on, you know? So that is a great movie. That is absolutely, I've seen it so many times. It's a great movie. Katrina, do you have one? Is it Sinners?
At the moment, yeah, because I love movies. I haven't watched movies that much in recent years, but I'm trying to get back into them. Sinners, I can't even start to explain. Like, if someone, what is Sinners about? Like, I can't do it justice. I just can't. But if you haven't seen it, see it.
It's phenomenal.
It's phenomenal.
I don't think I've ever seen better transitions in a movie. Ever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Really.
everything, the scenery, the actors, the acting, the costumes, the cinematography.
Even the extra credit scene is
Yes.
it's masterpiece. Not only because of who played the role, because I love jazz.
Yeah.
So that right there, and that's Chicago. So I was like, yes, sir, buddy guy, let's go. But just the fact it transitioned to where, like, I know we hate, I'm one of them, right? I'm really cynical about doing second parts to movies because it's usually a money grabber and it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like he knew what he was doing with that.
Yeah.
Where it's more of like a series. So I'm excited. If he has a second one, I'm excited if he does that, because I think in his head it's already written. So I'm okay with that. And like I said, yeah, the whole movie was phenomenal. And Michael B. Jordan as the brothers. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
To me, like,
he is such a good actor.
We don't have phone books anymore. I'd watch him read the newspaper. Like,
I'm not doing that, but he has grown leaps and bounds in years, and he does so many phenomenal roles.
Yes, he was actually on a show. I think it was called Parenthood back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's amazing to see.
You know who one of his best friends is?
Huh?
Sterling from Ridiculousness.
Yeah, that's
they're
his
like best friends. Yeah, like they grew up together. They're like, which is hilarious because they always would talk about him on Ridiculousness, and I think that's like they're two obviously polar opposites as far as like careers, but like I think that was so dope that they both got into the industry somehow, and they're like the best. They're like they've been inseparable since like day one growing up. But David, what do you got?
When I was thinking about this, I was like, man, am I just picking my favorite movies, or what do I think's like, one of the best movies? And I don't know if you guys saw it. I mean, I'm assuming it's a popular movie, but I think LA Confidential was, that was a great movie. I mean, it was just, the acting in it. I mean, just the whole story. I mean, I thought that was a really good movie. And then, again, is it just because they're my favorite movies, or, are they great movies? But I always got to go back to, I liked growing up, in the 80s, The Empire Strikes Back. I mean, it was just, I saw, I was young at the time, but, that's one of the ones that I really liked. But I mean, I just remember seeing LA Confidential, not knowing too much about it. I was watching it with my dad, and I mean, that was just a great movie. I think it won too. Did it win Best Picture?
I know it was up for nominations. I believe. I can't remember if it won or
really
didn't.
like that one.
And I was thinking the same thing. Like when I was thinking about movies, I was like, am I talking about what, like, for me, or am I talking about like overall as like cinematically?
Right.
Do I consider it the greatest? It doesn't necessarily have to be my favorite, right? But what I consider the greatest. So that was hard. Because Forrest Gump did come into my mind. I think the one that had the most impact on me, though, to this day was Elephant Man. And it's a black. It is, and it's funny because it is black and white. So, but I remember they re-released it in 1984 in the theaters, and my mom. It was summertime, and my mom woke me up that morning, and she's like, "You're going to the movie theater," and I was like, "For what? Like, there's nothing out there right now I want to see. So here's the money. I'm going to drive you to the theater, and you're going to watch this movie. It's a very important movie for you to watch, to understand how you treat people that are different and how you treat people that don't have the same abilities you do." Mm-hmm. And I went into that movie theater mad, as every kid, like a typical kid, brat. And I came out of that movie theater. I had tears. It profoundly changed me as far as realizing how lucky I was to be able to just walk and talk and be able to, consciously think and everything. And so in Reach One, Teach One, about a year ago, I sat Ellie down and we sat as a family and watched the movies. And I had to pause it at a lot of places because she's a very emotional child. She was bawling.
Yeah.
Like couldn't imagine somebody getting treated like that, especially knowing that she has a cousin that has disabilities and has, things that, and we all know how kids can be, how cruel people can be about. Think about how it was back then, especially too, how people were treated. So for me, it's a very perfect movie to show your kids, to show them how to treat people. And I love that movie. I watch that movie probably once or twice a year just to watch it, and it's just it's a humbling movie, and it just had a significant impact on me as a person. So but here, let's do this. Let's do a couple of genres, like horror. I know you're going to say Sinners, but horror wise, like for me is Seven for me, horror wise, was the perfect movie in a lot of ways. It had an ending that no one could have ever seen coming, because it was the anti-typical ending to a killer movie where they actually went through and did something. Yep.
Okay.
Opens up the box.
Okay.
And I don't think anybody expected him to go that far. Like, it's always like they get the bad guy, he goes to jail, everybody lives happily ever after, and that's not what happened, right? So Zebra, do you have a favorite horror movie?
I think the one that I remember the most, that impacted me the most growing up, probably was The Exorcist, because it came out when I was young. And it was pretty new for the day, that kind of a thing.
Knew nothing. That still scares the hell out of me.
Oh,
I hate movies. I would agree, though. I would say that one.
Yeah, that's a great one. I had it on down on my list.
The Shining was pretty good too.
The Shining was really good.
I got a whole list because I love me some horror movies.
Go ahead, go for it.
The whole Halloween series.
Okay.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
The first one.
That was corny as hell, but that's some scary Freddy Krueger and
Not the first one, though.
Warriors.
No.
Yeah. The first one, though, there weren't that many like one-liners. It was more like a horror flick, and then it became campy after. When it became popular, it was like all all the little catchphrases. You can check in, but you can't check out. And
Yeah.
all that crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Like there's all that, and I still love the character, right?
Mhm.
But and the crazy thing is, like I always thought about Robert Englund as no matter how old he is, you can always put the makeup on him and make him look burnt, so he could play that role forever if he wanted to, as long as he could act, because he never has to look like himself. So it's a great character to have under your wings.
Remember too, one of my favorites. I didn't mean to cut you off either, Katrina.
No,
but,
go.
Remember, it was classified as science fiction and horror. Was the original Terminator?
The what?
I think the first Terminator.
Okay.
You know that when you looked at the movie section, it was in sci-fi and horror.
Right.
You know, so
That's nice. Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah.
And then
It's unfortunate.
remember Saw?
Okay.
I can't watch those.
I never saw that.
Yeah, no. I thought the acting was so bad, though.
Yeah, it was. But it's so creepy.
The
Misery?
concept was cool. Misery was a good one.
Kathy Bates in Misery.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ooh.
Crazy.
And then more recently, Get Out.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that was a good one. The original. Yeah. Get Out was a great one. Yeah.
But you know what kind of got my mind going with like horror movies? I actually played a video game back in like the 90s. It was called Phantasmagoria. It was like the first like adult like horror video game. Oh, I love that shit. Like it was crazy. There was nothing like it. Like you were like you played this role and it was this woman in this like haunted mansion and you got to like explore the mansion and like solve puzzles and then these weird videos would pop up. It was crazy.
They've gotten worse over the years. They're definitely like the stuff that they're able to do nowadays is, and same with special effects of I think some of the horror has the CGI stuff has taken away from being able to like, because so many directors sometimes they rely so much on the CGI instead of the storyline, or you know, there's something to be said about somebody popping out, just a regular person. You don't need CGI and getting you, and there's something to be said about the music, right? To me, music can make a movie just
right.
That's what Sinners is really good with that.
Yeah, it is.
Man,
yeah.
I actually forgot probably one that kind of just weirded me out when I saw it. I don't know if you guys seen it, but I think it pretty much qualifies as a horror movie. Have you ever seen Event Horizon?
Yes.
With Lawrence Fishburne?
Yeah, it's
that was a creepy ass movie, man.
Yeah.
They're stuck on that space station, and yeah, that was weird.
And even like the first Aliens, like that was phenomenal. Like Sigourney Weaver was
pretty
top notch in those. Yeah. What about just in general? Like I'll go back to like, I know we all had like a favorite, but is there any other like, just, whether it's drama or like for me, like Usual Suspects is probably next on my list as far as like I love it. I love movies that just at the end they just like throw you off that first time. Right? You're like, what? Oh shit! I didn't even see that coming. So, Zebra, do you have any other ones that you really have that you loved?
Trying to think. I can't think of anything right off the bat.
This is a good one too, Josh. Sixth Sense was really
that was good. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
What was that one about? Something about Just Look Up, or
was that recent?
Yeah, it was about a couple years ago.
I think that was a Jordan Peele one too. Wasn't that the follow up to kind of like not the same thing, but I think that was Jordan Peele Jordan Peele also. I forgot the name of it. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me think. What else?
Don't Look Up.
So there's just you guys, I've seen so fucking many movies, I can't even remember.
No, for sure.
It's like, oh God, how do I?
What's your favorite sports movie?
Oh, there you go. That's good.
Love and Basketball.
Yes.
Good.
Yes. I wrote that one.
Yeah.
That's a great one.
I think the one I watch the most is League of Their Own. I don't know why. I'm always, if it's on,
but yeah.
I love that movie.
I have to go back to, even though it is sports, but it's also drama, I'd probably say the original Rocky.
I like Pulp Fiction too. I really like I like Pulp Fiction. Tarantino's kind of great. He's a little
Yeah,
whack.
that's a great one. Pulp Fiction was a great one.
That was, yeah.
What's your favorite sports movie, David? Do you have one?
Oh, I said Rocky.
Oh, you said Rocky. Okay,
Yeah.
my bad. Okay, Rocky. Katrina, what did you say? Is it Love and Basketball?
It was Love and Basketball. And then kind of on the same vibe of Love and Basketball with music is Brown Sugar.
Mhm.
Same
Oh, yeah.
actress, Sanaa. You know, they're in the music
Yeah.
business. So what made you fall in love with hip hop? And then in the whole like music movies, not really my kind of music, but Walk the Line with Joaquin Phoenix, like Johnny
Okay.
Cash. I can watch that movie again and again and again. I love that movie.
I have to see it. I haven't seen it.
Really?
Jerry Maguire is a good one too. Jerry Maguire was a great movie too. That's a good
Mm.
one, Coach Molly. I do like that one. Major League, even as a comedy, Major League was a good one. He says, I think Just said Space Jams. Hey man, that counts. They were playing a basketball game. That's cool. Got the
Yeah.
Monstars. It's all good. Yeah, it's a.
I like
said,
Toy Story. I thought that was pretty good.
Mm.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good one too. Especially like sometimes we don't think about that, especially with Disney and stuff. But like they went on a roll for a long time where they just made phenomenal movie, especially the ones right when they can start doing the 2, 3, 4. I'm done on that. Like you're never gonna capture that original. But like a lot of the original, like the first editions of movies were phenomenal.
Bro, they're just designed to make you cry.
Yeah.
Where?
Hey,
Yeah.
like I love Coco. Like I have a connection to that too, right? Like it's a cultural connection too, where so it's a beautiful story. So that's
It was, but man, that movie is straight up one of the biggest tragedies you like. I mean, in any movie, damn, the guy was murdered for his song. Girl lost
Real
her
life.
dad. Turns out, I was like, man, what kind of cartoon is this? It was great, but I'm just
You're
saying.
correct, Kyle. I do love Brian's song. That was a great movie. I don't care what.
Man, I think
Finding
we're
Dory.
talking about.
Oh
when we
yeah,
were-
and I love Brokeback Mountain too, right?
Manny, when you were talking about movies that had a big impact on you, I think, man, one of the movies that I remember going to by myself, me and my cousin saved up our money in the summer, probably to this day is in my top probably 2 or 3 movies of all time. I like the original Jurassic Park.
Mm.
Oh yeah, the first
You
one.
know,
Yeah,
I mean, that was
yeah.
just, I remember
Yeah.
seeing that for the first time I think I was only like 12. No, maybe I was 13 at the time seeing that movie, but I was just like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
That's what we did for Halloween last year. I was my wife was the blonde in there, and I played the professor.
Oh, that's awesome. That's cool.
The year
That was
before,
very
I was
cool.
Anderson Cooper. I gotta come up with. I gotta come up with
I need
something
to see a picture.
I need that picture.
I need that
Absolutely.
picture.
of Anderson. Oh, it was pretty good actually. I just wore a suit and a white shirt, and a tie, and dark glasses.
Well, the last one to go around real quick. What about comedy? We didn't. Is there a comedy that you absolutely love?
You guys think. You guys talk, and I'll think.
All right, this is an
I don't
older
know.
movie, but this is your homework. Watch one of the original Richard Pryor movies. Have you ever seen Which Way Is Up?
Yeah, that's an awesome one. That's
It's
a good one.
hilarious.
Yeah,
That's,
He had a
one of
string
my
of
favorites.
movies.
That and Coming to America.
That I
That's a good
love
one,
that
too.
one. That's
a
a
good one,
good
too.
pull.
yeah, that's a good pull.
Yeah.
Katrina,
I love anything Jim Carrey was in.
nice.
I
Physical
absolutely
comedy.
love Jim Carrey. Yeah.
Yeah, he was hilarious. I think for me, one of my favorites, I think all time, and I have plans on a Halloween costume for one of the characters, is Tropic Thunder. I thought that was so geniusly made. I know they would never be able to do that again. Not the way they did it then.
You weren't in
And that's-
blackface, were you, Manny?
I will not be doing that. No, I'm saying I have plans.
Pretty good.
Airplane was awesome.
Yeah.
That's a
It-
great.
That was a good comedy.
Yeah,
I heard they're making a new Naked Gun movie.
Yeah,
Yeah, they are.
Neeson.
With
Yeah.
Liam Neeson.
Yeah, Liam Neeson's doing it. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about this. The first originals were hilarious. It's just sometimes stupid is funny, man. You don't need to have the great script. You don't need to have this big plot. Like sometimes you just want to sit down and laugh till it hurts. And it doesn't have to be anything like. But again, we also like that's the beauty of comedy. There's intelligent comedy. There's you know what I'm saying. You can do stuff like CB4, which is genius too. Like
CB4.
Yeah, Trading Places. Phenomenal when Eddie Murphy went on that little run for a while. There's just a lot. Yeah. Blazing Saddles. Blazing Saddles is hilarious. Yeah. So
my wife cracked up when the deer came to life, destroyed their car. She's like, "That's great."
That's one of those movies. When you watch it for the first time, like I swear, I wish I could watch that movie for the first time again. Me and my cousin were just cracking up when we saw Tommy Boy for the first time.
Oh yeah,
that guy in a little coat. My girlfriend always used to sing that guy in a little coat. Oh God!
You made me think about Big Boy, like Uncle Buck. I love Uncle Buck. Man. Uncle Buck was a classic.
Great Outdoors.
Great Outdoors. Yeah, National Lampoon. Like there was just a run for a while of like you could not go a year without. There was like comedy after comedy after comedy. It was so
holiday tradition: Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
There you go. That's a great one. That's
There's a movie called All of Me. Steve Martin and Lily Tomlin.
Yes, that's good. Yeah.
Back in vogue.
That's a good one. Actually, I forgot about that one. Man, I'm telling like the 70s and 80s really had some like
it was
good stuff.
Music was really good.
It was consistent. Yeah.
The Jerk.
Yeah. The Jerk.
Yeah.
That was a good one. The Man with Two Brains. All right. Man, this was fun, man. Zebra, thank you for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Pleasure having you. Definitely have to have you on again.
Thank you.
I know we are
joining.
We will do another women's episode, and we will definitely have you on that one. We're gonna get that together. I gotta talk to Coach Molly. I gotta talk to Jill, and we'll get that situated. So
you set it up and let me know, and I'll show.
Absolutely.
You're probably going to be hosting it because
no. That's you. That's
I've lost my spot.
Nah, you ain't never lost yours. You're the host. That's your hosting.
You girl.
Yeah, that's your host. That's your job, girl. So thanks for joining us, everyone. Thank you for coming through, and we'll see you next week.
All right. Peace. See you tomorrow.
Chatty House. We ballin', boy. We going up at the Chatty House. We talk about it all, bring the family out. Sub to the channel, hit the likes now. And we only going up when the lights down. Yeah, we just getting started. Ain't no party like a Chatty House party. We just getting started. Ain't no party like a Chatty House party.